Crypto tends to crash on the weekends, and I'm gonna explain why and what you could potentially do. And I'm gonna explain fundamentally why, but I'm just gonna show you a little bit. So if you're paying attention, we had these two big red candles Saturday, Sunday. This weekend, if we were to go back to the February crash, the biggest red candle was on a Sunday. No surprise. You go over here, this big red candle crash was on a Sunday. We go back, these two big red candle crashes on February was on a Sunday, coming into Monday. If we go back further, this one bottomed Monday, but the Monday candle starts on Sunday, right? Okay. Where is it? Yeah, the August low, Sunday night. So, and what I mean by the Sunday candle starts, the Monday candle starts on Sunday. That that candle starts around 8 p.m. Eastern time. So some of these lows happen like late at night on Sunday. So to tell you why, the reason is that when there is bad news in the world on the weekend, what do people do? There's only one market that is open Saturday and Sunday, the whole days, and that is crypto. So if you're in a traditional asset like stocks, and there's news that comes out like World War III, the US bombs Iran, they're going to close the Strait of Hormuz, the tariffs are getting implemented, stuff like this. The yen's crashing. If people are panicking on the weekend, the only thing they can do is sell crypto. But typically, it's not because they're bearish crypto, it's because they want to take risk off their other positions. So they take weekend. Okay, let's look. They take short-term sells on the weekend that they close when traditional futures open, and they close those when the stock market opens. So look, weekend crypto dumps on macro news. Crypto is the only tradable market. Traders head with short-term shorts on crypto. Cover those shorts when traditional markets open, which is Monday, New York open, but also futures open. We're gonna even zoom into the charts and I'm gonna show you. So today, the futures market opened in Hawaii at, what was it, 12 p.m. Hawaii time. Look, I'm gonna let's put on volume so I can really show you guys. I'm gonna explain what to do about this and give you a couple more indicators. Okay, volume's not gonna work, so let's go to Bitcoin and let's zoom in to 12 p.m., which was, literally look at this. The minute, this is the minute that the futures markets opened. Look at the increase in volume right here. Why? Because people weren't actually bearish Bitcoin. They just wanted to take risk off. And as soon as the markets opened, they could see where the futures market stood and they could instead go short or sell the futures market instead if they wanted. So that's kind of crazy. And if we were to go and look back at, I could show you other examples like this. Literally, the minute 12 came around, price began to launch. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the strategy of what you can do, but I'm just going to analyze where we are right now a little bit more. I know that a lot of people are afraid right now of this happening and there being a big crash like this happened. And it's still possible. One of the issues is that it's June and the markets don't really like to rally over the summer, but failed breakout from all-time highs. Looks a little bit familiar, doesn't it? I think the situation right now is quite a bit different. Why is it not drawing? Which I've explained, but I just probably think that's probably not going to happen. Um, Now I want to show you something else, which I know is statistically significant, and that's the funding rate. When the funding rate goes negative, especially for Bitcoin, it's a really strong sign that price is going to rally. Because if the majority of the market is short, it just doesn't make sense. Like, so what we saw happen right at this moment, funding is negative actually, and there's another place we can look at too. So um, the majority of traders right now by volume are short. It doesn't happen very often, and it usually happens at market bottoms. So let's look. You can also see a lot of what happened was forced liquidations, not people actually wanting to sell. So 500 million shorts liquidated on a weekend. So here's another way of looking. Right now, price is rallying despite um, traders being short, which is a pretty strong divergence to the upside. If we look at open interest, also we saw from all-time highs, we went as high as about $36 billion of leverage in crypto, and it's about down to 32, which is a pretty significant wipe as well. So too early to tell, but when I say crypto tends to crash on the weekends, I'm not saying it tends to crash. I'm saying the bottoms tend to happen. So it's if the weekend is over, my theory, and I told my developer to work on this, let's look at a strategy that buys on Sundays. If there's a crash, it buys on Sunday or the early morning of Monday. Let's look into that. So, um, yeah, I just want to share that with you guys. It's more than just chart analysis. There's fundamentals. I always like to put fundamentals in with my chart analysis, and we're already seeing like there's a reason for price to have bottom there. Will it go to new all-time high? I don't know. If it was September right now, I'd say yes. But since it's October right now, I would say, or since it's June going July right now, I'd say I don't know. But a mean reversion back into the all-time high range above 100 seems pretty likely. So let's see what happens. And happy trading. And if you guys are wondering, MTP on the daily, stop loss is down at 94,000. It was threatened a little bit, but the stop loss is still quite far away. It could even sweep this low and be okay. So, and then if you look at the other markets, I kind of want to, these aren't anywhere close to stop too, but I just want to show you. So let's look at futures, for instance, on some of these other assets. So look, it's kind of crazy. This happened last weekend too. The crypto market crashes while futures are closed, right? Futures opens way gapped down and immediately recovers everything. So what's likely to happen on Monday? Don't know. Could just be a straight sell-off, but it also seems likely that price carries higher. And one of the reasons it's likely that price carries higher is if we're to zoom out on the yearly of these assets, betting on shorts is just not a good strategy. Sometimes it works. If we go back to 1985, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 7 red years. Almost every year is a green year. This one hardly counts because it really didn't move. But we're looking at 25, 40 years, 7 of them are red. Let's look at the S&P 500. Going back to 1871. I can't count all these. Why not? Okay, so we're looking at 150 years roughly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We don't need to count it, but you get the point. The market is green a lot more than it's red. So that applies to the lower time frames too. Yeah, there's bearish periods. Like this was kind of crazy, these crashes here. It could happen again. Could happen again. Look how the yearly looks right now, though. Looks kind of bullish. Same thing with gold. Look at gold. Don't short this thing. Don't short it. Anyways, happy trading and aloha.